Now, in this lecture, we are going to learn one more TQM element, that is supplier partnership. Especially this supplier partnership is contributed by an Ishikawa, one of the quality guru, who has given 10 principles related with supplier partnership. In this, we are going to learn what are the important points you have to consider in supplier partnership, how you should select a supplier selection, and on what basis the decision is made, and what are the efforts or steps taken by company for good supplier partnership relationship, and as well as we are going to learn the 10 principles of Ishikawa. Now, first understand what is supplier. Just take one example. In our Solapur district, here is one company, Precision Camshaft, which supplies camshaft to various automobile industries. One of its customer is Tata Motors. Tata buy the camshaft from Precision. Means for Tata Automobiles, Precision is a supplier. Actually, the Tata Motors manufacture various four-wheelers, and one of the part, camshaft, is a very important part, and he buy from that company. So there, this for in Tata Automobiles, there is large amount of assemblies, sub-assemblies, different suppliers they are required in their main product. There are percentage of these sold products, sold goods are more, and that's why quality of the main product depends on these purchase goods. That's why for every company this purchase goods quality is important, and they have to maintain a very good relationship with supplier. Just see, in any business or to maintain a business, in most companies, large proportion of the cost of the goods sold consists of purchase goods, and the supplier are important stakeholders in a company and have common goal of satisfying end users. This is important stakeholders means, suppose you take an example of education institute. Then for education institute, the stakeholders are the parents, the university, government, and the near about businesses which depends on education institute, and the society, and also the studied graduate we are employing at industry. So industry is also one of the stakeholders. Means the activities which is done in any organization is directly, indirectly get benefits to their stakeholders. For that purpose, supplier is an important stakeholders in a company, because if company gets benefit, then supplier gets a job and he will able to supply more materials. For that purpose, the supplier and company the goal of both supplier and a company is to satisfy their end users. Now we will see, we already discussed Ishikawa's 10 principles in understanding the partnering of customers and suppliers. We will see it afterwards. Before that, what are the key elements of partnership? The first is trust. Trust is a very important thing. It must be between supplier and the company. Otherwise, the business or the relationship will not be in long term. And while building the relation, you have to consider you should have shared vision. All these three key elements while making a partnership with supplier. And when these two key elements are there, then you go for selection of supplier. There are suppliers, whether you have to purchase from a single source or you have to make a supplier from multiple source. These are the two options available for any company, and this is the decision whether you have to choose a single supplier or you have to take or will take a supplier from multiple suppliers. These decisions is a strategic decision, and this decision depends on the criticality of the items, means which components you are outsourcing from other, whether this component is a critical or there is a internal knowledge available within company to produce the component, or the supplier is specialized in producing the item under consideration. All these things are considered while deciding supplier selection single source or multiple source. After, we will see how the companies are taking efforts. Large companies often invite suppliers to participate in their training programs so that the supplier should understand what quality of the product is expected, what are their needs, and after that when one supplier perform goods, then most of the companies recognize their efforts of the suppliers who demonstrate excellent performance and spirit of partnership as a token of appreciation. Either they give a good certificate or a memento, and this is also beneficial for suppliers to connect with more companies, or they are able to spread more their business if they get recognition of efforts from the companies. And also the supplier can be certified using specific criteria such as quality system maturity level, quality delivery. System consists of mechanism to measure, communicate and review the performance on continual basis. Means any company review the suppliers on these different criterias, and based on these they are recognizing their efforts. And after that we will see the Dr. Ishikawa suggested 10 principles that already we discussed, and these principles we are explaining in short. There should be customer and supplier are responsible for the control of the quality. After that, next is both should be independent of each other and respect each other's independence. Customer clear and sufficient requirement, and supplier know what to produce. Fourth is both should enter in a non-adversarial contract with respect to quality, quantity, price, delivery, method and terms of conditions. It should be fair. It should be in your agreement what quality is expected, what quantity is expected, what should be the price, how the delivery method is. All these should be in contract and available in contract. After that, supplier is responsible to produce quality and satisfy customers and submitting necessary data upon the customer's request. Here supplier, for example, here supplier is Precision Camshaft and his customer here is a Tata Motors. Means when Tata Motors expect some data they want. At that time, this company should produce the necessary data to the company, and both should decide the method to evaluate the quality of the product or service to the satisfaction of both parties. Both should establish contract settlement of any disputes that may arise, and both should continually exchange information using multifunctional team to improve the product or service. All these principles should take care by both supplier and customers. Both should perform business activities such as procurement, production, inventory planning, and critical work and satisfactory partnerships maintained. When dealing with business transition, both should have best interest of the end user in the mind. Means you have to consider who is the end user. And this true partnership is long-term commitment, trust, and shared vision. Ishikawa and Deming preaches there should be a family type relationship between supplier and company, and this is very important to grow the company and to satisfy the customers. All is interrelated. Now we see the various types of tools of quality control. First is histogram, Pareto chart, run chart, scatter diagram, basic control, flow chart, and cause effect diagram. These histogram, Pareto chart, run chart, scatter diagram, and control chart. These first 5 charts are mathematical statistical tools, and these flow charts, cause and effect diagram, these are logical tools. Just see, already described 7 basic tools: mathematical, statistical, and logical tools. After that, we will see one more quality tool, that is brainstorming. When there is a problem, to solve a problem, 10 to 15 people are gathered together, and the problem is described before discussion, and 25 to 30 minute discussion in control environment. The purpose of this brainstorming is to generate ideas, and there should not be any criticism, only freewheeling, and the output of the brainstorming is a good idea. First of all, there is 2 persons who are observing the discussion and note down what are the ideas are discussed. You have to use imagination, and there whether this is a good or practical solution, at that time you don't have to bother about it. Only the purpose is to create ideas or generate ideas. And after that, brainstorming, the output should be at least one idea which should be applicable or to solve the problem. This is the brainstorming is one of the quality tool which is generally used in quality circles. After that, in next lecture we are going to discuss the various quality tools, and we should understand what is the purpose of the tool, what is the benefit of the tool, and one example. In exam point of view, at least one of the tool is used, 1 to 2 tools is used in examination, and there is very simple question: write short note on following quality tools. Once again, we will learn what is the tool, what is the purpose of the tool, what is the application or benefits of the tool, and one example we are going to learn. Okay.